Hola, ¿cómo están? Espero que estén muy bien. Bienvenidos a mi página. Mi nombre es Simonette. And with me today, I have Senor Kevon Edwards. Now, he's a teacher of Spanish at Kingston Technical High School. He is also a CSEC Spanish examiner. He is a resource person for the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information here in Jamaica. He's also the zone coordinator for the Spanish Teachers Association here in Jamaica for Zone 1. And above all, él es mi amigo. He's my friend. Bienvenido. Welcome, Senor Edwards. ¿Cómo estás?
Muchísimas gracias, mi hermana. Es un placer.
Okay.
Estoy muy
And
bien, gracias.
I had to get Senior Edwards because I saw a lot of persons asking about CAPE. I personally do not teach CAPE at the moment, and so I wanted somebody who I knew that knows about teaching CAPE, they know about the exam, and who better to talk to than Senior Edwards. So let's go. I'm going to be asking you some questions. I've been seeing some questions from some of the subscribers, and I want to know more about it too, and any tips that you might have for them. So, can you tell me, first and foremost, for example, the CSEC
Yeah.
Spanish examination, you have an oral component, you have paper two, and you have a reading comprehension. Can you tell me the sections that are in the CAPE examination, por favor?
All right. So the CAPE examination has 4 papers,
Okay.
right? You
Cuatro.
have cuatro papeles, sí.
See.
You have the IA, which is the internal assessment.
Something
So
almost like SBA.
that is correct.
Okay.
Something like almost like SBA. So the students will has to choose a topic which
Yeah.
is with the guidance of the teacher, of course,
See.
and so on. So, and that is the IA. So a topic from the syllabus.
Right.
That is for the internal assessment. Okay.
Right.
And paper one is multiple choice. That is listening, 100% listening, and the
See.
students will respond to the questions based on the CD or the recording.
Okay.
And there are 45 items for the multiple choice.
Okay.
So that is paper one. All right.
See.
Paper two now, that's the reading and writing. And that paper is compulsory. So the students have to do all the questions, answer all questions on that paper.
Okay.
So it has 2 comprehension.
See.
One comprehension, the students have to respond to the questions in English, and another comprehension passage, the students have to respond to the questions in Spanish. And the last section of the paper now, the students are given topics to write on. So that section is optional. They choose a topic and they have to write an essay on that topic of their choice. For
Okay.
example, you'll get topics on education, which is on the module, that is unit 1, that is
Right.
education, religion, family, etc. And that is paper 2. So
Okay.
all sections are compulsory.
So just for confirmation, so they have an IA, they have paper one, which is multiple choice. You said that's 45 questions. And then
Yes,
for paper two, they have two reading comprehension. One that they're going to respond to in English and another one
yes,
that they're going to respond to in Spanish. And those two
that
are
is correct.
compulsory. And then
Yes,
there's another section on that paper, paper two, that they're going to write an
yes,
essay coming from education, religion, those topics
right.
that are in
So the
week one.
students are going to choose a topic that they are strong at or they prefer
See,
and so forth.
okay,
Now for the paper 3, that is the interested paper, that's the literature paper.
okay,
So the students are allowed to answer 2 questions, one on one of the texts, one from 2 texts that they would have studied
okay,
throughout the year. For
okay,
example, there's a comprehension passage,
Right.
and they have to respond to one of the texts in Spanish.
Okay.
And if they choose that text for that section, they can choose that text for the essay.
Oh, entiendo.
So
So
in
at
other
least
words, mm,
what you're saying is in on this paper they will be doing at least two of the text based on what you're saying.
two of
So
the text,
if you select
two of
one
the
up
text.
here, you can't use the same one. So at least you'll be examined on two texts. At least.
That is correct.
Okay.
And they would have, and with the guidance of the students, teacher throughout the academic year, they would have been prepared um on two texts.
Okay.
If- Right. So they would be prepared on two texts. So for the SNO, the
Mm-hmm.
students are given the opportunity to answer from a text that they would have studied,
Right.
right? And they are able to write their essay in English, and they have to make quotations in Spanish.
Oh.
Interestingly, for that paper, the students are allowed to take their Spanish dictionaries and the text that they would have studied in the exam.
Let me hear that again because we don't normally hear this in exams. So let me just
Mm,
make sure I heard what you said correctly. For this
yes.
paper, they can take in,
Paper three.
yes, paper three and just paper three because we don't
Mhm.
want anybody to say that they heard that they could bring their dictionaries to everything.
Right. Just paper three.
So they can bring un diccionario, so a
See?
dictionary, and they can bring
Uh-huh.
the text that they're going to write about. The text would be in
Correct.
Spanish, but they're writing in English with quotations in Spanish. That's correct?
For the essay,
For the essay
they are going to write in English and make quotation from the text in
in
Spanish to
Spanish.
support their points.
Oh, entiendo, entiendo. Okay, interesante.
Right.
All
So
right,
the question that they would have responded to, the comprehension passage that they would have selected from the first section, they
right.
can't use that text for the essay. So it
Okay,
has to be two different texts. So they have to be
entiendo.
very careful of that.
Entiendo. Guys, I hope you're listening. For those who are going to sit cave, I just want you to bear these things in mind. Now, I think I have a better understanding of each paper. Muchísimas gracias. Now, I want you to give us some tips. So you can tell us what are some tips for, well, for the multiple choice. Give us some tips for the multiple choice. What would be
All right. So
some
as it,
tips? Go ahead.
okay. For the multiple choice, the students have to be ex be exposed to new vocabulary based on
Mhm.
the content that they would have studied,
Okay,
right?
so
And also they need to practice, train their ears to listen to like the news in
see,
Espanol. For example, BBC Mundo is very good because that's where most of the essays are extracted from for paper two.
BBC Mundo, you said. Let me just ensure
Yes.
that I hear that. BBC Mundo. Okay, muchísimas gracias.
Then so they need to train their ears to listen to content surrounding the topics or the modules in the syllabus. All
Okay,
right. For example, el medio ambiente, etc. So those topical issues, educación, they
see.
need to listen to news or content surrounding that so that they can build on their vocabulary.
Okay, muchísimas gracias. That's very important. Whenever you're studying a language, you want to listen, continue listening, and guys, maybe the first time you're listening you don't understand anything, the second time you might not, but over a period of time, based on our experience, senior, we realize that the more you practice listening, the better you will get. So just bear that in mind. And I'm thinking that now, because exam is sometime next week, they would have been practicing already. But if you have not started, it's not too late. Start practicing. So that's paper one. So you want to have the vocabulary so that you can complete the multiple choice questions.
That
Now,
is correct. Mhm.
paper two. What tips do you have for us? You said there are comprehension, one in English, one in Spanish, and an essay. So what tips can you give us?
All right. So for paper two, what I do with my students, I allow my students to choose their SBA topics on module two
Okay.
because that's where the essays are normally structured from, module
Okay.
two, like the education, religion, technology, communication, etc.
Okay.
So if the students have chosen their topics from that section, they are able to write a perfect essay for the last section of paper two.
See.
So they need to practice writing, reading widely, so that they
Mhm.
can have a structured essay for the essay writing for paper two. For the comprehension now, they need to read carefully, read the topic of the comprehension carefully, read the questions, and just don't extract the content from the passage and transcribe it. They have to know how to use synonyms and use up their idiomatic expressions, etc., to respond correctly to the essay questions. Because
Okay.
students tend to use lift the content from the essay and put it back for their response. So
Okay.
that is a no-no
All right. So,
at the Cape
guys,
level, not at the Cape level.
not at Capes. You're not just picking up if they say the boy is bigger, the party was fun, and you just take it up and say the party
Right.
was fun. You might want
Mhm.
to use another word, exciting, something, some synonyms.
Exactamente. Sí.
Because remember, this is another level. Um,
Right.
and as you said, read the title and read what it's about so that you can
Have a
respond.
better understanding. Right.
Right? So that's one in English, and you said one in Spanish. So
That
also,
is correct.
okay,
That is correct. Yeah.
okay. So you want to make sure that you read the instructions too, because sometimes if you're not paying attention, you might write the one that should be in Spanish in English and vice versa. So we want to be paying attention and want to be present. And for the essay, you said that usually it's based on a topic for the IA, so they would more than likely have the vocabulary that they need, and
The
once
vocabulary.
they have
Correct.
okay, once they would have completed their IA, then they should be better able to. And I know that these people who are asking, these lovely students who are asking, they have completed their IA and they've been practicing. So they're asking for additional help. So here it is. All right. So the paper three, the one that you can bring your dictionary and your text. What tips do you have for us?
All right. So for paper three, what I do with my students, I allow them to practice a lot of past paper questions
See?
on the text that they are going to write on,
Okay.
right? Also have discussion on the text as well. So the more discussions they have with their peers
See?
and with the teacher, of course, they'll be able to have a better understanding of the content that they are going to write on. They need to know the themes as well. The
Okay.
themes, and read surrounding the themes from the text. They need to understand the text. They need to know the text. That is very important. All right, not just read, but have a better understanding of it so that they
Okay.
can do it. One thing though, for the comprehension, the questions are normally repetitive somewhat. They tend to ask about the literary device in Spanish
See?
and its effectiveness. They need to know that also. Know
Okay.
the different literary devices in Spanish and how it is used in the comprehension passage or the excerpt from which the content is extracted from.
Okay.
So that is important.
Question. For this year, can you tell me two of the texts that is being used or one? Which text are they
All
using
right.
right now?
Okay, so for unit one,
See?
the texts are Felices Dias, Tie,
Felices.
Felices días.
Okay, Felices Diaz.
La casa en Mango Street.
La Casa en Mango Street. Okay.
Sí. And como agua para chocolate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So, and as you're saying, they would need to know at least two of those.
two, right.
Okay. So, guys, that's
For,
go
yeah,
ahead, lo siento.
yes, perdón. For unit two, what I'm using with my students is Los Cuentos de Eva Luna,
Sí.
Cuentos de Eva Luna, and there's another text. I think it is what is the name of that text? It is El Coronel, El Coronel, El
Oh, I
Coronel,
read those two. Los Cuentos de
right?
Eva
El Coronel,
Luna. Sí.
El Coronel. So those are the two texts I'm using for unit two.
Oh,
So
oh.
Cuentos
So
de
there's
Eva Luna,
unit 1 and unit 2 in K.
right? 2 unit is a 2 unit course,
Oh, so it's lower 6 and upper 6?
right?
Okay. So if you're in lower 6 right now, you're just doing unit 1. And then next year you'll do unit 2.
That is correct.
Okay, entiendo. All right. So you have to know the books. There's no two ways about it. You have to
The book.
study them. You would have done your I already. You want to listen to BBC Mundo and other sites where you can develop your listening, and you want to have see,
Especially perdón, especially content surrounding the unit in the syllabus.
okay. So
Right.
es muy importante, very very important. And now what I want each person to do in the comment section below, you can tell us which area specifically you think you need help with. And then we could see how best we can assist you with another video. But first thing, you need to know that there are 4 papers, because you have IA, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. You need to know your texts, you need to know your vocabulary, and you need to practice listening. That's what I got from this. And
A lot.
any other tips, any other things you would want to say to them before we go?
All right. So CAPE is just an exam.
See,
Just do your best and apply the concept and of what your teacher would have imparted.
see,
Work with your teacher. Practice past paper questions. It helps,
see.
and you should be fine.
All
And be
right.
confident, of course. And I want you to apply that quote. I use it with my students
See.
before we close. La
Oh,
única persona
la única persona que puede detenerte eres tú.
eres
The
tú.
only person that can stop you is you. And the fact that they're watching these videos and they're coming to the channel and they're asking for help, I think they're on their way. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. If you're watching this now or if you're going to watch it tomorrow, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. Senior is proud of you. Your teacher is proud of you who recommended you. And I keep saying this every time. We have not done exams in a pandemic. And so we want to commend you for showing up, for doing the work. I know it will get overwhelming. It's natural for you to feel a little bit anxious. My principal says whenever you feel nervous, it means the nervous system is working. So therefore, it's natural. However, we just want to let you know, keep going, keep practicing. And I'm going to remind you because that's one of the things I want to pull from what you said, Senior Edwards. Practice, practice, practice. So keep practicing. Si se
Yep.
puede.
Keep practicing.
Okay?
Keep practicing.
See. So
Yeah.
you guys can do it. Let me know what questions you have in the chat. And I hope that you guys will have a fantastic day. Remember to get some rest, even though you're studying. And if ever you feel overwhelmed, Just take a minute or two. Don't take too much. Take a minute or two and then get back to it. All right?
Right.
Muchísimas
And
gracias.
next week, I believe the lower six formers have exam. Lower
Oh,
six formers have exam. I think they have the exam the 15th and the 16th.
so that would be
And
Wednesday and Thursday.
right. And the 19th and the 20th for upper six. I think they have papers one and two. That's for upper six.
Oh, okay. So, buena suerte y felicidades. Good luck and congratulations because we're claiming all the great things for you from here. You just go in there and pick it up. We already claimed it for you and you have been practicing.
And they are going to do exceptionally well.
All right.
And remember to post the questions that so that we can facilitate you better.
Okay, you heard it here first. You are going to do well. And muchísimas gracias, Senor Edwards, as usual. Very competent
Es
and
un
you have your
placer, mi
information.
hermanita.
Fue un placer, Senor. Tengan ustedes un buen día. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And please, in the comment section below, let us know how we can help you some more. Muchísimas gracias. Tengan ustedes un buen día.